Can the ever-consuming dystopian monoculture be destroyed by doing cool tricks on a basketball court? Can we solve the live service gaming epidemic by just doing a little off the heezy? I know that's the same solution as the first problem, but hey, like if it works, it works. Let's keep going. Can we travel back in time to the peak era of sports culture? Today with NBA The Run, we're gonna find out. We'll be looking at the past, NBA Street, NFL Street, like all of EA Sports big as a whole. We'll be looking at the present NBA The Run and the future, hopefully also NBA The Run. Please work. So I had this idea for months to make a YouTube video about NBA Street, about NFL Street, the whole EA Sports big era. It's really influential to me as a gamer. It's really influential to me as a baller. It's just really influential to me because I like it. I don't know if it gets any simpler than that. But despite all that, I wanted to make a video about how this era of gaming is never going to return. And then NBA The Run proved me wrong. Hope that's okay. I'm gonna go check on that. Okay, she's still good. She's still good. And then NBA The Run got announced. And hopefully it proves me wrong. I don't know. We'll play it and we'll see. But first, let's go back to the greatest era in video games. The golden age. PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox. So EA Sports Big launched in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. The exact date will be right here. I don't know if it's the exact date. It'll be a year. It launched, and the ethos of EA Sports Big was all about big, over-the-top gameplay, arcadey style gameplay, a lot of attitude. Outside of NBA Street, NFL Street, FIFA Street, what have you, the biggest franchise in EA Sports Big is definitely SSX. I was also a huge SSX fan. Me and my best friend Carson growing up, we played all the time. There's a dude, I think his name's Psycho Sid. He would say, "Bite me. Bite me!" And then me and Carson would say that, and then his mom would get mad at us because we were like little 8-year-olds yelling, "Bite me," all the time. That's just sort of like the attitude that EA Sports Big brought to the table. I don't even know if his name's Psycho Sid. I could be making this up. But if we look specifically at the Street series, Series I, NBA, NFL, and FIFA, it wasn't just the gameplay, it was the style. They don't have your traditional uniforms, they don't have helmets, they don't have penalties, they don't have injuries. You have all your favorite players styled out and also trying to get style points. All leading up to the biggest key being the game break. And racking up these giant scores, it really was kind of like an evolution of the Tony Hawk series. Obviously, there's still a demand for that culture. There's still a demand for that type of gameplay. You can play modded versions of NBA and NFL Street right now with modern players, just because that gameplay was so much fun. Those times were just so much fun. There's clearly a demand for this style of game, but whatever combination you can come up with between EA, 2K, the NFL, the NBA, what have you, these companies just aren't fun anymore. And when they try to reach back to their roots, it just feels inauthentic, stale, and corporatized. But NBA The Run comes from a fresher perspective. Play-by-Play is an independent developer who wanted to make the spiritual successor to NBA Street. And when the NBA saw the original version of the game, they decided to partner up and create what we have today. Going into NBA The Run, I haven't played the betas or anything like that, but I've seen the gameplay, I've seen some of the developer interviews, and I'm not super hyped about it. On paper, this should be like a 10 out of 10 for me. This should be one of my most anticipated games of the year. NBA Street Volume 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. But what I had seen so far from the run, it looked a little stiff. Now, I think what's happening here is that back in the day, the divide between simulation and arcade-style movement and animation was a lot closer than it is today. So now it's visually jarring when you're used to the ultra-smooth, overly animated movement of NBA 2K, and you see this. But a lot of players claim that the game plays better than it feels. Now, what made NBA Street Volume 2 so special is three things. One is the gameplay. I mean, it's really the Tony Hawkness of it all. Arcade heavy, pulling off tricks, racking up combos, filling up that game breaker, and unleashing it on your opponent. Two is the career mode, and I think this is a really underrated part of NBA Street Volume 2, just for sports games in general. This is a very early time in career modes. So you're able to create your baller. That's right. Baller, like me, I'm a baller. Seeing your own baller rise up the ranks of the street ball scene, adding street legends to your team, like Bonafide, Biggie Little. That one always threw me off as a kid. Imagine knowing who Biggie Little is before Biggie Smalls. And then them just like not being related at all. One of them's a child basketball player. The other's one of the greatest rappers of all time. It's very confusing for my parents when I told them that that kid was on my team. Along with actual NBA stars, it's cool seeing that built around you in a way that's really not been replicated in simulation sports games since. And then number 3 is the sauce, the special sauce, okay? Really art direction, that would be like the proper term, but we're gonna call it the sauce. And what that means is having one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. It's having all these little sound effects when you're going through the menu. You got Bobito Garcia, DJ Cucumber Slice, doing commentary for the game.
Like we say around the way, cookies!
I don't know who this man is. I'm very white. I only know him from this game, but I love him because of this game. NFL Street, to go on a tangent here, they had like graffiti artists work on the UI. Like that's very inspired stuff that we don't really see in games anymore. And with those 3 keys to the game, I don't know that NBA The Run can capture any of those. If they're lucky, they might capture the first one or maybe part of the second and they definitely don't have the second. I know that. And they could have the third, but it's a modern version of that. And then that really just kind of comes down to like, are you super nostalgic? Were things actually better back in the past? Will I ever be able to buy a house? What's going to happen to the economy? But yeah, the pedigree of this team is absolutely there. I think they can pull this off. So now we're going to dive into the game and see how it plays. And we'll figure out if this is really NBA The Run or NBA The Fun. Or how about NBA The Run? More like NBA The Nun, the Wimby edition, Sister Jean edition. NBA The Run, more like NBA The Son. Not that son. This is the sequel to NBA The Father and preceded by NBA The Holy Ghost. Did I mention NBA The Nun? Starring Kendrick Nunn. Okay, already, what a horrible trio to greet with as soon as the game starts. Jokes aside, the menu is a quick reminder of what I was actually playing. It's no coincidence that right away this looks like Fortnite or any other multiplayer-focused live service game. And it sucks that there's not a proper single-player mode right now, but I was still willing to give this game a shot. And in terms of the live serviceness of it all, the game's doing everything right. It just charges $30 up front, it's not free to play, there's no real pay-to-win nonsense going on, unless you consider some of the rookie variants pay to win. I don't. They're just like fun and different. And also you can earn them regularly, just like all the other cosmetics in the game, by playing the game and earning cred.
Level up!
So there's really no egregious nickel and diming going on here, except for the dimes you're dropping on the court, am I right?
Of the net, yo, what?
And the menu does still have all the little fun sound effects that contribute to our sauce category. Okay, so here we have the controls, advanced dunks. I wish there was a tutorial, to be honest. And that was a really cool part of NBA Street. They had a great tutorial where they would teach you all the different systems. Pocketing a game breaker, I mean, like, that's advanced stuff right there. You need a tutorial to learn how to pocket a game breaker. Jumping into our first tournament, my impressions were all over the place. I like having Bobito Garcia back. I like the design of the courts and the player models. And because I was so focused on learning the controls, I stopped noticing how much I didn't like the player movement. And what do you know, I won a championship on my first run, no big deal. But I didn't feel any sense of accomplishment. That's probably because, again, this was the first time. I was just button mashing my way through, trying to find my footing. And this was also launch day, so I'm guessing everyone else was doing the same thing, and I just lucked out this time. Okay, so already, like, it kind of feels like it's going for something different. We have the competitive aspect versus the style aspect. Defense doesn't feel great, but like, we're kind of dominating. I can't really goaltend, so like that sucks. Love goaltending in NBA Street, like super underrated feeling. Of best feelings in gaming is like blocking shots in NBA Street Volume 2. I'm literally like Tim Duncan, I'm just doing like all the simple, basic, fundamental moves out here. And I guess not having a style meter in Game Breakers kind of discourages playing flashy anyways, like you're just doing it just for fun. Why? Why is there a dedicated dive button? I just keep diving out of nowhere. Okay, mid-range jumper from Josh Giddey. Yeah, very high percentage shot. We love that. Why did I go for the block late as Trae Young, the goaltend block? Oh my God, this is not even fair. So this is the other side. This is like what gameplay can also look like. And Joel Embiid is literally on the ground.
I'm just gonna stand in the corner and he's gonna give away the ball. And yeah, that's game. Nobody on our team recorded a single stat except for Pooty, who got 1 steal. I don't think Trey was the problem. I think I was the problem. But if you're gonna be Trey Young, wouldn't you just rather be Steph Curry? And again, the lack of career mode, it kind of sucks because like that's the perfect time to like progress. Outside of a tutorial, that's the perfect time to be challenged on an incremental level, getting more difficult as you go and getting better and better and better at the game. Instead, it's just kind of throwing you into the fire. In terms of the style and the art direction, I like it a lot so far. It's not trying too hard. It's definitely not trying to be super nostalgic. The music's good so far. I really like the chords.
So after spending 5 hours with the game, I definitely have my mind wrapped it a little bit more, and I kind of want to take back anything negative that I said. So most of what I played was the party mode, group mode. And then when I switched to solos, things really opened up. It's kind of 2 different games. Like solo feels so much more like old school NBA Street. The gameplay, like you just have a lot more room to experiment, play with your own play style in a way that the group play doesn't. And one of the things that kind of threw me off is not a lot of people are doing tricks, and it really doesn't feel like I have an advantage by doing it. It's kind of a counter to steals, but then you're open to pushing, or I don't know exactly what the rock, paper, scissors is there. I lost the ball plenty of times on tricks. That could have just been my own player skill. Not really sure what was going on there, but it didn't really move up the in the zone meter like I had hoped it would. And then the in the zone abilities kind of helped, but like really they just made me worse because I was trying to feed my players the ball who had that, and then I just kind of became predictable and I was pressing too much, and that's how I lost the championship. So maybe I'm just complaining about that. The only complaint I really have with solos is that the AI is a little bit weird, specifically like in transition defense. There's so many times that my teammate just kind of wanders away from the paint and just lets somebody drive down and dunk it. So didn't appreciate that. But still in solo, like you feel the skill gap a lot more. Whatever you do, don't listen to him. I'm him from the future. I've played this game twice as long, and this guy's an idiot. He knows nothing. Now, is he saying really nice things about the game? Yes. Am I going to say nice things about the game? Yes. But I know more. I know way more than this idiot. So here's the thing. The game is very smart. This reminds me a lot of Rocket League's launch. And I know that's a huge, lofty expectation, but stick with me here. This game has incredible bones. I think he just said that too. They have a great bones. Incredible bones. A great structure for years to come. I think I've complained about the defense so far in the video, and I kind of understand it a lot more. I've also seen a lot of people online saying that steals need to be nerfed. No, they do not. Steals are perfect. What the game is designed to do is make you pass. It's designed to get you to work with your teammates better, or if you're playing solo, use all 3 of your guys better. Steals are basically a skill check. If you're a ball hog, the ball is going to get stolen. If you're passing constantly, steals are irrelevant. People keep saying like, oh, I figured out the meta. Oh, you got to use Kawhi. I gotta use SGA. You don't, because if you're playing an experienced team, you're just gonna be in the air over and over again because they're passing the ball before you get there. It's genius, really. Okay, maybe not genius. It's really smart. I really enjoyed that about the game. The guard system, it adds depth to defense in a way that NBA Street never had. NBA Street is really just kind of like, can you goaltend, which is still really fun, but does not work in a multiplayer setting. Can you goaltend? Can you counter tricks? Can you steal? The guarding adds like a much more like realistic aspect to defending. That way you don't always have to go for a steal or a block. It's just more about your positioning and your opponent's shot selection. And that's another thing on offense too. The game makes three-point shooters a lot more valuable than they ever were in NBA Street. I can't do it because I suck, but I've seen a lot of other people who take advantage of all the different dribble moves, who aren't just doing tricks, they're using the step backs, using the push off, and using the pump fake, and getting into great positions to hit threes all day long. Three-point shooters feel authentic to who they are in real life, and they feel just as valuable as, you know, the guys who are Tomahawk, John Stockton, slam-a-jamming, three-point hamming all day long. So that's the other part of this game design that I really like, is it rewards diverse teams. There is sort of some complications when it comes to online matchmaking and you don't really know who you're going to be with, but like once you start rolling with the crew, then you know what players they're picking going into a tournament, or if you're playing with your friends, you can coordinate who's playing what position. A team of all bigs, a team of all guards, they're going to lose. It's refreshing to have the basic rules, but then on top of it, you will always run into three-point dunks, three-point alley-oops, 3-point threes and everything else is ones. And this makes it to where you can't just have a team of all 3-point shooters. Because then when you run into a dunk mode or an alley-oop mode, like, you're pretty much screwed. Like, you have a huge uphill battle. There are a lot of players that I do kind of have gripes with that kind of feel meaningless. I love my boy Trae Young, but, like, what is he doing in this game? And, like, I don't want them to, like, max out his stats just for the sake of balancing. He should still kind of be realistic. But, like, what are we doing here? James Harden, I haven't seen anybody play as James Harden just because, like, he doesn't really do anything that plays well into the game. Halliburton's another one. I think Trae and Halliburton, like, the game doesn't reward playmakers enough. There's a passing stat. I think they both have maxed out passing. That doesn't really do anything in this game. So maybe that's something they can tweak. So yeah, there are a lot of players who need some work or don't need to be in the game, or maybe it's fine that they're in the game if that's your team. Which does remind me, there are custom characters in this game, and they come from the original concept of the game, which was like the run next, who got next, the run, and they're fine. They're not that cool. I think some of them are a little bit over-designed. I would love if they could bring back some legally distinct versions of those original characters from NBA Street. I would love it if we had a Volume 3 situation where we could bring in Mario, Luigi, Peach, the Beastie Boys. A lot of people leave them out. They kind of focus on the Nintendo characters and not the Beastie Boys. I mean, hell, I talked about, like, the live serviceness of it all. That could be a benefit of the Fortnite-ification. The Fortnite-ification of this game is if we bring in a bunch of different characters who aren't necessarily basketball players. I mean, that could get awful. That kind of sounds disgusting when I say it out loud. But imagine if we could get Godzilla out there actually throwing it down. Imagine if we could have SpongeBob and Patrick recreating their iconic Dwayne Wade and LeBron alley-oop. Imagine if we could get Air Bud out there in the pick and roll with Calvin Cambridge. The possibilities are endless. Again, that part kind of disgusts me too. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth, even just joking about it. Could be cool, could be tasteful. I don't know, but it's definitely a possibility. It is exciting that they finally announced a roadmap for the future of this game. They haven't announced anybody too crazy, but Legends are coming to the game, and that's huge, and that's a big staple of NBA Street. I'm excited to see how they work with the NBA to get some of these players and their new uniforms and finally get an Atlanta Hawk into the game. But the biggest announcement has to be the campaign mode for me, and based off what we already have so far, I'm optimistic they can really make something special, and this also shows that Play-by-Play is listening to their fans. So even though they ditched the Tony Hawkness, they still brought the sauce, and the career mode is on the way. And I think I'd close my thoughts by saying this: don't judge this game by how it looks. Going into it, I thought the gameplay looked very stiff and kind of ugly. I think as a viewer it does, but this is the type of game that when you get your hands on it, it all makes sense. It all feels really good. It's really responsive. There's a tension to every possession in that game where you don't want to mess it up. You want to score. You want to get a stop. You feel that need and desire to maximize every second you have, and it's really fun. I'm not an online guy. I hate playing sports games online specifically, but this is still a lot of fun. So give it a shot if you can. So to answer your most anticipated question, yes, this is a printer. And if I were to score this game on a review, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Probably could have chosen a bigger font. 8 out of 10. And if you made it this far into the video, you probably liked it, so press the like button, subscribe, and maybe I'll make more videos. If you want to check out my day job, go to Snapback Sports. That's where I do video editing, new videos every week. And leave a comment. What did you think of this game? If you like it, let me know.